Hello friends, I hope you guys are doing well. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel, and if you're coming back, as always, so happy you're back. I got it in zone 6B7A in Pennsylvania. We should be getting snow today. Yes friends. Anyways, so in today's video I wanted to make a video to help you out. If you've seen my videos before winter sowing, or there's certain seeds you want to start, or there's seeds that you start and you're like, these seeds never germinate for me, why? I don't know, right? I just wanted to share some tips with you with the seeds I use for winter sowing. And the question is, friends, what is winter sowing, right? My definition is simply seeds that need to go through a cold period in order to help the seeds germinate, and you would start them in some form of a milk jug or a bottle that will act as a greenhouse. For example, in front of us, I did these already with you guys, and then I have some over here. So some seeds that need germination from my research, one, we have delphinium. Let me share that with you right here. And I'll link the video down below for you where I prepare these jugs, where you cut the jug. Make sure you put drainage holes to the bottom, very important. You plant your seeds according to the instructions from the seed packet, and you label your jugs. You put some tape around it. It's really easy, and most importantly, you keep the cap off and you leave it exposed to the elements of nature. Do not put it under a porch. Leave it where the rain, the snow, the sunshine will help the seeds germinate. So that's winter sowing for me. And you could do so in jugs, milk jugs. Make sure your container is clear. Anyway friends, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go take you to the store and actually share some seeds with you that I recommend you could use in winter sowing, and I'm only talking from my experience and what makes sense to me. So I know some seed packets would tell you some seeds need cold stratification. A lot of them where the seeds will benefit from the cold air, they do not tell you that. Okay, so this one I got from Etsy. This is the silver sea holly. So I enjoy that the seller on here, if you read here, it says to germinate, stratify them by cold treatment in the fridge for 2 to 4 weeks. So something of this nature tells me that I need to put this in the fridge. It needs cold air. So this seed, I'll be doing this in the winter sowing method. So there's a lot of seeds you can start using the winter sowing method. You can do echinacea, black-eyed Susan, coreopsis, delphiniums. You could do flowers. So the way I think about what seeds I do, and you could do research on Google too, but the way I think about it is, for example, let me pan around here to my fish pond. Welcome to winter. This is what the garden is looking like behind here. It's there here. Right here we have echinacea coneflower, right? So this flower survives the cold, okay? It stays here, it comes back, it's a perennial. So for me, this flower would be perfect for winter sowing. So that's how I figure out what is great for winter sowing, is if the plant comes back for me and it survives this cold weather we're having here in 6B7A. I'm in Pennsylvania, friends. So that's how I determine that. So anyway, so I want to take you to the store, and you can find seeds anywhere. If you're looking for a budget-friendly way to get seed, I recommend the dollar store first. I have several videos I did before. I'll link them down below for you. You can go Walmart. I recommend dollar store then Walmart, right? Those two places, I think they have their seeds the best prices out there. You can go Target, Home Depot, Lowe's. This store I'm going to, it's called Ocean State Job Lot. I don't think they're everywhere in the United States. I love them, friends. Oh my goodness, they have really good prices. It reminds me of a combination of Big Lots and Ollie's Bargain Center. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm going to take you there, then I'm going to go through some seed packet and share with you what seeds I think is good for winter sowing from my experience, and what seeds you shouldn't use in the winter sowing method. But I wanted to bring in my backyard first and then explain to you the idea behind this video. All right friends, let's get to the store. Alright friends, I'm at Ocean State Job Lot. They have 40% off their seeds, but remember, you can find these seeds at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Target, and the dollar store. I did all those stores before. I linked the videos down for you so you can check them out. So far, I would say Dollar Tree, they have the lowest prices, followed by Walmart and their seeds. Anyway, so the butterfly weed, I love this, friends. It's supposed to be a good host plant for the monarch butterfly. So I have it in my pollinator garden bed. Right here, it says note, pre-chilling improves germination. So right there is a keyword that tells you, or key phrase I should say, that tells you this need to go in the winter sowing method or in the fridge. I've done this in the winter sowing method and it worked amazingly. I got a lot of seedlings. I sprinkled them throughout the garden. Up next we have columbine. They have all different type of columbines here. And then again, here it says right there, note, pre-chilling improves germination. So those are some key phrases, again, you can look at so you know if these are good to use in the winter sowing method. And they also come in different colors, as you can see there. Alrighty, up next, bachelor's buttonwood. Bachelor's buttonwood is a cool, hardy flower. It enjoys the cooler weather, so this is perfect, friends, for you to use in the winter sowing method. So right here it says bloom in early summer to fall. So with the bachelor buttonwood, you would get beautiful flowers in spring. So you have to wait until zinnias and sunflowers are ready. But if you do these seeds, if you do bachelor buttonwood, larkspur, bells of Ireland, those are cool, hardy flowers that will bloom for you in the spring season, and they love the winter sowing method. And then here's another pick. This is mixed flowers, hummingbird and butterfly mix. I did this before, the one from the dollar store. And if you see seeds I got, friends, if you see seedlings, oh my goodness, I really enjoy the winter sowing method. So once again, I'm just sharing with you seeds I started in the winter sowing method and seeds I think works great using that method. Alrighty, echinacea purple cone flower. Purple cone flower is supposed to be native to different areas. Friends, I've done this in the winter sowing method the last few years and I really enjoy it. It's a pollinator flower. The pollinators love it. And let me share a quick story with you. So I did this last year and I had a lot of them, okay? I had more than I really wanted. So you would not believe it started to bloom later in summer and I had blooms all the way into fall frost. It was amazing. So try them in the winter sowing method and you would really enjoy it. I tried these inside before and they did not germinate and I was wondering why. And it's, for me, I think from my experiment, it's because they prefer the seeds germinate better in the colder weather. Remember, they're native, right? So these seeds love the natural part of nature, so to speak. Alrighty, here we have delphinium. I've tried these inside before, no success. I tried them outside and I had great success. So these are perfect also for the winter sowing method. And these are perennials. They're hardy from zones 3 to 7. And these will give you beautiful vertical interest in your garden. Yes. And I do notice that not all of the seed packet give you clues. So what you can do is simply put the seed in Google and research it. And you will probably get a better answer. Because I feel like some of these seed packet, like the bachelor buttonwood, they should have said better started in some cold stratification. But once again, you can see they do not all say that. And then here we have foxglove. This is a good one too for the winter sowing method. Alrighty, let's move up here. This is one of my favorite filler flowers, bells of Ireland. Very easy to do. Once again, I'm gonna say this, so I do apologize. Winter sowing method. Yes, it works really good in the winter sowing method and it makes such a beautiful filler in your spring bouquet. Yeah, so Bells of Ireland, Bachelor Button, Larkspur, Nigella, Love in a Mist. Those are great, cool, hardy flowers for you to start in the winter sowing method. And then here we have hollyhock, my first time with hollyhock. So my hollyhock, they're already outside in the milk jug, and I'm just waiting for them to patiently germinate. Okay, so here it is, friends. It says blooms the following spring and summer. So this one may not bloom this current year, but I'll share my experience with you with the ones I got. Those I got were from Baker Creek. And then here we have this mixed flowers old-fashioned garden. I picked up one like this from the dollar store last year. I tried them in the winter sowing method. I got all different unusual, meaning old-fashioned flowers. I got the all germinated, and I really enjoy this. And I already picked up more of this from the dollar store, and I have them outside in the milk jug. So I strongly recommend the old-fashioned mixed flowers. And then here we have poppy. We all know poppy has to go through the cold stratification, right? I did a video recently how I do poppy from seeds outside. This one is so pretty. You can just simply take the seeds, sprinkle them somewhere out there, and they will germinate for you. And that is so pretty when come summer and your poppies are blooming. Yes, friends. And the dollar store, they carry California poppy, the yellow one. You can pick them up too for $1.25. Here we have Black Eyed Susan. This loves the winter sowing method, so I recommend this one also. And they bloom summer to fall, and they're great for the pollinators too. And friends, if you enjoy my video, I do appreciate if you can take that moment to click the like button and subscribe if you're not. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. Alrighty, so I'm just here looking and see what else I've used in the past that I can share with you. Here we have coreopsis. I just did coreopsis already in the winter sowing method. And once again, friends, I am so excited that there is something such as the winter sowing method. It saves time, it saves space. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried, give it a try, okay? Start slow with different seeds. You don't have to start with 20 different seeds. You could do 5 different type of flowers, right? And just give it a try, and you will enjoy it. And here we have more poppy. I did this last year using the winter sowing method, and I really enjoyed. And with these, friends, the poppy, I did them in the small individual water bottle because poppies do not like their roots to be disturbed. So if you're going to do poppy in the winter sowing method, put them in those individual water bottles. And here we have California poppy. If you're looking for California poppy, check out the dollar store. They have them for $1.25. Yes, once again, they're so easy to germinate. You sprinkle them anywhere outside on the ground. You put them in some containers, or you just put them in the winter sowing method. You don't even have to think about it, and then they will germinate when the perfect temperature is here. Here we have Rudbeckia Goldstrom, perfect for your winter sowing method. And these are perennials, hardy from zones 3 to 8. All right, friends, here we have the orange poppy. They have a lot of poppies here, yes. So you have the orange poppy, the giant poppy, the yellow poppy. They have the sunset mixed color poppy. And then lupine. Okay, friends, I love lupine. I did lupine using the winter sowing method, and it worked. I know the packet says 365 days to bloom, but when I did my lupine, I got blooms the current year. So I'm not sure if the coldness tricked the seeds thinking it's in their second year. I don't know, but when I did them in the winter sowing method, they worked for me. Just a side note there for you. Alrighty friends, wildflower cutting mix. I did this and it worked. Wildflower, guess what it means? There are wildflowers all over the place, right? So you ever like go for a walk somewhere and you see all these beautiful wildflower? Guess what? They survive the winter, right? So that's why I'm like, oh, these should be perfect for the winter sowing method. I picked up wildflowers seeds, I use them in the winter sowing method, and they worked. So anything on wildflower will work for you. And then here we have snapdragon. I love snapdragon, friends. Snapdragon, from my experience, they like the cold air to help the seeds germinate. I've never had success with snapdragon starting from inside the house. Never. Larkspur, one of those cool hardy flowers that goes with the nigella, the bells of Ireland, perfect again in the winter sowing method, so you will get beautiful blooms for your spring bouquet. Keep that in mind. Zinnia sunflowers, they're not going to be ready until summer. So these are the flowers you need to plant. You can plant them in fall, or you can plant them in the winter sowing method, and when spring comes, you will get beautiful flowers. So once again, use Google and do further research. Anyways, here we have more snapdragon. Perfect again for winter sowing method. Alrighty friends, and then I'm going to share with you some seeds that I would not start in the winter sowing method because they like the heat. So you have your sunflowers, you have your zinnias, you have your cosmos. Those I would do, I say spring sowing method. I'll do them in spring, but not in the winter. So when March arrives, you can do these outside. If you want to use the water bottle method, you can do that, but do not do them now in the winter because the seeds will sit there and they may germinate in spring, or they may not. They may just rot out from all the cold, the weather, the winter, the rain. So I recommend you not to start these flowers in the winter sowing method. And here we have coleus. Coleus is really easy to start. Celosia, one of my favorites, very easy to start. Once again, start these in spring and not in the winter period. And here we have marigold. Marigold is so easy to germinate, friends. You really don't need to put that in any winter sowing method. So I just look at the type of seeds they are, see when they bloom, and that's how I figure out. And guess what? If you have a seed you don't know, Google it or try it and see if it works for you. I'm in zone 6B, 7A. We have different zones. We have different temperature. All right, friends, so I just wanted to share with you some seeds that I enjoy starting in the winter sowing method and seeds that work for me in the winter sowing method. So I wanted to bring you on this side of my garden. This is a cut flower garden. So I'm going to share with you some of these seeds I sowed in fall. Yes, I have poppy seeds. I have Nigella Love in a mist. I have Bells of Ireland. I have Larkspur. A lot of seeds in here. So I'm going to share with you. So if the seed packet says you can sow in fall, what happens is that here is a perfect example. Do you see all this? Yeah. So as I said, these are cool flower seeds. Those are perfect for you to use in the winter sowing method. And friends, look what happens. The seedlings, they do not die off as you naturally would think, right? This is how they remain green. So these germinated very late fall and they stay like this because it's cold, so the growth is paused, right? However, when spring comes here and the temperature gets warmer, they're gonna continue their growth, but they're not gonna die back or look anything like the grass or my rose bush over there. They stay like this green. Yeah, so just to demonstrate to you, you can start your seeds in fall and they stay like this, and then they will continue the growth cycle in spring. So just wanted to share that with you so you understand how it works, because for me, I thought naturally if I start seeds in fall, aren't those seeds gonna die off in winter, right? That's what you would think naturally, but they do not. So just demonstrating to you, they do not. So this is my cut flower garden. So when spring comes, I'm going to have beautiful cut flowers I can cut in the spring, because there's not much flowers to cut except your bulbs, your tulips, your daffodils, your hyacinth, right? So if you want cut flowers, you have to sow these right now and you'll get cut flowers in the spring season. And you can start your zinnias, your cut flower seeds in the spring, and then those will come for you in the summer. So those will be a summer cut flowers, but you have to start them in the spring. So if you want spring flowers, cut flowers, you start them now in the winter season. So just to demonstrate that to you. And what I did here, friends, a lot of those cool hardy seeds, they reseed themselves. So do you see this bed? Yeah, so I just left it alone, as you can see. So here we have Nigella seed pods. Yeah, so these seed pods, they just burst open, and I'm sure I could see that. Look at that. Look at seeds here, right? And they just germinate wherever they fall. And then this is Queen Anne's lace, so I just leave some of these up. I have some funky winter interest going on here with them, right? But when spring comes, I'm gonna have a lot of seedlings coming back here for me. Just look at this one. I think this one is larkspur. I could be wrong. I think that's larkspur. So I don't even have to do seeds on this side. They will just come all the way up back for me. And over here is a straw flower right there. When spring comes and it's warm, I'll come in and clip off all these dead foliage, right? But I'm not gonna walk the bed. I'm gonna leave the bed alone, and we will be getting a lot of beautiful flowers here in the cut flower garden. So I just wanted to show you what seeds you can pick up by just looking at the packet, or you can just simply do a Google search and see what you can pick up. But this video was helpful so that way you can decide what seeds you want to plant and not being confused as to what seeds should I plant right now using the winter sowing method. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next one now. Cheers.